Back again with another one. I'm Max.
I'm Ross.
And we're your favorite local car dealers / terrible car enthusiasts. We're bidding on a couple right now on Backlot. They run auctions a couple times a week. And so we're watching that. There's less than a minute left, and we're the leader on 2 cars, and they met the reserve. So let's see if we can win these. So here's the ones we're bidding on. 15 seconds left. 2001 Taurus. This thing...
It's not nice.
It's not nice. It is probably the worst car.
Someone wants it for $450.
Oh, I don't know if we want it, do we? No, we don't want it for $450.
I don't want it.
Oh, it went into overtime. Hey, we won the Grand Caravan, though. I'm kind of okay with not getting the Taurus. That thing was a steaming pile.
I almost didn't even want the Taurus. Once we were getting close to winning it, I almost regretted our $350 bid.
I know. Oh, God. There was a huge crunch in the door. It was rusty.
Leaked oil so bad it smoked.
Yeah. I think we're probably okay. Right, I think we'll pass on that one, even though it's an overtime. I don't think we'll put any more bids on it. We were thinking we'd sell it for like $1,200, but we won a Dodge Grand Caravan, which was supposed to be really nice according to the inspections, like $170K. Paid, what did we pay for it?
$2,800, probably $3,000, maybe like 30 or $3,050 after our buy fee.
Yeah, probably $3,000 and some change after the buy fees, but I think it's probably worth $45. We sold one of these a while ago for $45, and it was a pretty easy sale. So
people love them.
People like them. Looks pretty nice. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take you along for the ride when we go to grab it, which will probably be tomorrow morning. It's already kind of late, but
at our favorite local dealership,
right?
Pete Kia.
Fucking Pete Kia Littleton again. We can't get away from these guys, but that's okay. They usually the cars we get from Pete Kia aren't half bad. We haven't been burned on a Pete Kia car yet.
We have not. Might jinx it with this one, but we'll see.
Yeah, pretend we didn't say that. But yeah, we'll take you along for the ride tomorrow morning when we go grab this thing and see if we can make some money. I'm kind of relieved we didn't get that Taurus. That thing was a huge piece of crap. That thing was a huge piece of crap. But all right, well, we'll check back in tomorrow. We'll go get this Grand Caravan and see how bad it is. We back. Pete Kia again, picking up our Dodge Grand Caravan. You saw us win on Backlot's auction yesterday. What'd you say, a little hail?
Yeah. You can see them.
That's okay. It's Colorado. They all have hail.
Windshield's not cracked. Tires are nice.
Tires are good. It's actually pretty clean. It's got a bunch of miles on it, like, what, 180 or something?
No, 170, 169.
169. Ooh, stow and go.
Check this.
Ooh.
Automatic from the fob. Stow and go seats, which everyone loves those. People are obsessed with those.
Soccer mom special on this one.
Both doors work.
If you're a MILF, $100 off.
All right, time to play our favorite game.
Yes, well, let's start.
The answer is absolutely.
What's with Pete Kia selling us cars with squeaky ass belts?
They got problems,
Looks pretty good. Give her a little souse. Seems like it runs pretty good. I don't know how the inspectors always miss the squeaky belts. Like, it's so obvious.
The squeaky belts, the most obvious things in the world that no one would miss. They never end up in the inspection.
They've missed a few blown up transmissions. We've encountered that. Hopefully this is not that, but we're about to go for a little rip and see what she's all about.
So we're driving the Caravan back. I'm in my car, Max is in the Caravan. And it seems like whenever it gets on throttle, something is leaking coolant bad. Because every time he gets in it, there's this giant puff of white smoke coming out from not just the rear end, not like it's coming out of the exhaust like it's blown up, but like the middle of the car, right behind the front tires. Seems like something's leaking bad every time the pump gets spinning fast and pushing out a bunch of pressure. It seems like something's leaking, so we're gonna have to hammer that out, figure out what exactly is going wrong. But he said it drives nice, it runs really good other than that, and we'll get all this hammered out and get it up for sale. Yep. Well, we spoke too soon. It's leaking somewhere. Right off the back of the motor.
Something fierce.
Hitting the exhaust real bad, leaving giant puffs of smoke every time you hit the gas. It doesn't seem blown up, but it's leaking. It's leaking bad.
So Ross just told you while I was under there, this thing is leaking coolant, and leaking coolant something fierce. We were, I was driving it and I gave it the beans, and it just started like huge cloud of smoke out of the back. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And we were thinking, oh, you know, maybe it's blown head gasket or whatever. And then I stopped and all the smoke starts coming up from under the hood, which is a good, probably better than it coming out of the exhaust. But we think we've narrowed it down to the heater hoses, which you can't really see. Let me shine a light back there. So this right here is part of the heater hose. You can see there's a Y right there, then one goes behind, one goes up there into the firewall, and that's where the heater core is. It supplies the heat for the interior of the car, so run off the coolant. And you can kind of see it's all wet back there. And then there's another fitting behind all that you can't see, where we think most of it is coming from. A quick Google search shows that it's a pretty common problem on these for those hoses to crack, or those fittings to crack and cause a pretty big leak. The worst part of all of it though is whoever owned this thing before, you can see all that goo, and you can see all the goo down in there and like the brass looking stuff. They put a bunch of stop leak, dumped it right into the cooling system, which is not the right way to fix a coolant leak. It never works, and it makes a huge mess out of your cooling system. So now, because they put the stop leak in there and it didn't work, because it never does, it's just snake oil in a bottle. We got to flush the entire cooling system, replace those heater hoses, which you can get the full set from Napa for 126 bucks. And this thing should be good to go after we manage to clean all that junk out. Oh, we're pressure testing it. I hear it leaking pressure out from somewhere. I'll keep doing that. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know, let me see if I can get that on camera. We know where it's coming from now, but we figured we wanted to show you because it is pretty bad, and we figured out why there's puffs of smoke all the time whenever like it starts building pressure, because it's squirting coolant right onto the exhaust.
Literally directly on it.
And it literally, like, it's like a smoke screen, Batman, when you give this thing the beans. So let me get this lined up, and then
I bet you can see it.
give her a little bit of pressure, and we'll see if we can see it squirting out. Oh, yep, there it is. Oh, that's a huge crack.
All down the side of it. That's why it's so bad.
That thing is totally split, that Y back there. Good thing Napa came in clutch. They had the full kit with all of those heater hoses. But this thing's gonna be awesome. I forgot we still have to. Oh, it's gonna be so much better. I forgot we still have to. We got to do like a belt and a tensioner too, because it's squeaking.
Who knows what's causing that? Hopefully, it's just an idler or a tensioner or something.
I looked at the belt. The belt looks pretty fresh, so I'm kind of hopeful. Yeah, somebody just threw a belt on it and was like, "Oh, maybe that'll fix it." I'm kind of hopeful it's just a tensioner though, and we'll kind of see how that goes. We've run into a bit of a conundrum. We don't have any empty drain pans,
They're all full to the top.
They're all full to the top, and as you can see in the back, that is our oil disposal system. It's the 5-quart jugs that the oil comes in.
We put all the oil back in and set them right over there.
Yeah, they get hidden under the table, and we don't think about them. And we have yet to cross the bridge of getting rid of about, what's over there, 50 gallons of waste oil?
More than that. Way more than that.
So what was your suggestion? Your was like, let's just dump that shit on the floor and use the floor dry. But I don't think we have any floor dry either. I used the last of it.
You did?
I'm pretty sure I used the last of it when I dumped the guts of the tracker all over the floor.
I don't think this is enough. It
That's-
might be.
That's
No.
I don't know if that's enough. I think we should figure out how to condense a drain pan into
A couple jugs.
into a couple jugs so we can use that. Because I mean, it's at least it's not going to be coolant all over the floor. It's
gonna make a mess either way.
going to make a mess either way, but at least it's not coolant because the stuff these Dodges use smells gross. I mean, it's all just water and stop leak in there. Just goes to show what kind of character owned this vehicle. Instead of getting it fixed properly with a $120 hose kit, they're like, we'll dump some snake oil stop leak in there and a bunch of water and call it a day.
And it still leaks. Bad. They didn't stop anything.
Okay, well,
This needs 2 rounds.
pop the heater hose off, getting started pulling them out.
And someone
And-
made a mess.
Well, you know, who's at liberty to say who it was? The world may never know. I'm not one to point fingers, but we'll just say it wasn't Ross. You know, it's the effort that counts, right? I did put a drain pan under there,
And it just missed every bit of it.
but I miscalculated the positioning of the drain pan and didn't catch not one drop of coolant. So we are going to end up using the rest of that bag of floor dry.
Should've just listened to me.
Should just listen to me. Yeah.
And she's fixed. I'm ripping this thing home tonight. Got the new hoses in, filled it up, checked for leaks. Seems good. Heats hot, holds great temp. Doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it anymore. So I'm gonna put some miles on it tonight. Give it a nice long test drive. I'm gonna clean it up tomorrow, get it all nice and pretty shined up. And Mac's is gonna come in first thing on Monday and get it posted. Thanks for watching this one, and we will see you guys when we buy our next clunker.